Hola, hoy vamos a aprender cómo conjugar los verbos con un cambio de raíz en el subjuntivo. So hi, today we are going to learn how to conjugate stem-changing verbs that end in AR in the subjunctive. You guys have a worksheet that corresponds with this video, so please make sure you are filling it out as we go along. If you need to pause the video at any time, feel free to do so. Alright, so first, let's look at how stem-changing verbs work. So stem-changing verbs work the same in the subjunctive as they do in the present tense. There's not going to be a stem change in the nosotros form. So again, no stem change in nosotros. Alright, since we are talking about AR verbs, they are going to have the opposite ER endings. So we're going to look at two different stem-changing verbs. One is going to be an E to IE verb. The other one is going to be an O to UE verb. So let's look at them. So we have pensar, and then we are going to have our verb volar. So pensar, this is an E to IE verb. So again, we are going to stem change like normal, opposite ending. So yo piense, tú pienses, él, ella, usted piense, nosotros pensemos. Notice no stem change there. And ellos, ellas, ustedes piensen. For volar, this is an O to UE verb. So it's yo vuele, tú vueles, él, ella, usted vuele, nosotros volemos. Again, notice the no stem change there. And ellos, ellas, ustedes vuelen. So stem changers work the same in the subjunctive as they do in the present tense. So I'm going to have you guys try some subjunctive stem changing verbs in a minute. One thing that I want to note is that stem changing verbs sometimes are also car-gar-zar verbs. So car-gar-zar still applies in the subjunctive. So remember, car is C to QU, gar is G to GU, and zar is Z to C. So keep that in mind for this next section. What I'm going to have you guys do is the practiquemos section on your worksheet. So there are 12 of them. I want you guys to write each verb in the subjunctive. Just so you know, some verbs are not stem changing, so you have to be careful. There are quite a few in there that are not stem changing verbs, so don't let that mess you up. So go ahead, pause this video at this time, complete the practiquemos section, números 1 a 12 por favor, so numbers 1 through 12, and then we are going to go over those. Alright, so welcome back. We are going to go over the practiquemos. So number 1, we have yo and almorzar. So this is not only a stem changing verb, but it is also a zar verb, meaning the Z is going to change to a C. So number 1 is yo almuerce. A-L-M-U-E-R-C-E. Almuerce. Number 2, cerrar. Cerrar is an E to IE verb. So this one is tú cierres. C-I-E-R-R-E-S. Number 3, pasar is not a stem changing verb. Ella pase. Number 4, we have our nosotros form, meaning we are not going to stem change for this one. Normally it is an O to UE verb, but not in the nosotros form. So this one is encontremos. E-M-O-S at the end. Number 5, jugar, our favorite. It is a U to UE, and it is a GAR verb, so it is jueguen. J-U-E-G-U-E-N. Número 6, yo a tomar. That is tome. Again, not a stem changing verb. Number 7, we have tú en mostrar. So this one is an O to UE verb, so it is muestres. M-U-E-S-T-R-E-S. Número 8, el en nadar. Not a stem changer, it's el nade. Nosotros. Again, no stem changes in nosotros, it is montemos. E-M-O-S. Número 10, ellos en costar. Costar is an O to UE verb. Therefore, it is cuesten. C-U-E-S-T-E-N. Number 11, yo en invitar. Again, not a stem changer. It is yo invite. And lastly, number 12, this is a stem changer and a Kargarzar verb. So this one changes from E to IE, and the Z is going to change to a C. So this one is comiences. C-O-M-I-E-N-C-E-S. And that is all for the practiquemos section. So we are going to move on and do a quick little review of the W and the E in weirdo. Okay, so far what we know, so I told you the W is wish and will, and the E stands for emotion. So I give you some verbs that would fall under each category. So under wish and will, we have our verbs querer, desear, esperar, and necesitar. Underneath of emotion, we have our verbs alegrarse, which is to be glad, preocuparse, which is to be worried, tener miedo, which is to be afraid, and gustar, we know that means to like. So what we are going to do next, we are going to practice, and you guys are going to translate sentences into Spanish. All right, so we are going to use verbs from this W and E section. And remember that our second verb is going to be the one that is in the subjunctive. The first one is always just in the present tense. So number 1 we will do together, and then you will do 2 through 6 on your own. Number 1, I need him to close the door. I is yo. Our verb to need is necesitar. So yo necesito. Now we are going to put our word que. Okay, you need him to do. So we are saying yo necesito que. Now we are going to say to close the door. So our verb for to close is our verb cerrar. This is an E to IE verb. So we are going to conjugate that to el. So we would have el cierre. Then we are going to put our last part, which is the door, la puerta. So our sentence for number 1 should be yo necesito que él cierre la puerta. Alright, now I want you to pause right here, try numbers 2 through 6. When you come back, we are going to go over those. Alright, number 2, you are glad that we play soccer. So this is your verb alegrarse. Now, this is a reflexive verb, and we are talking about the U form. So, te alegras que juguemos fútbol. Again, te alegras que juguemos, J-U-G-U-E-M-O-S, fútbol. Número 3, he hopes that I eat lunch. So, él espera que yo almuerce. Él espera que yo almuerce. A-L-M-U-E-R-C-E. Número 4. We are worried that the shirts cost a lot. This is going to be our verb preocuparse. Preocuparse is a reflexive verb. So, nos preocupamos que la camisa or camiseta cueste mucho. Cueste is C-U-E-S-T-E. Número 5. They prefer that I find everything. Ellos prefieren que yo encuentre todo. Ellos prefieren que yo encuentre todo. Número 6. It bothers you that they yell. No molesta que ellos griten. So again, to bother is your verb molestar. So, lo molesta que ellos griten. And that is all for our stem changing and our Kargarzar. We are going to continue to practice that.